In this course, we're going to create a very simple infographic, but before we make that infographic, we need to answer some basic questions. And these questions are, where is this infographic going to be displayed, and who is going to be viewing it? Because it really matters to think about what audience is going to be viewing this, how they're going to view this infographic against your business or brand, and where they're going to view it. So for instance, are they going to view this on social media? Are they going to view this from your website? Is it going to be a downloadable that they can download to their computer? Is it going to be an image or a PDF form? Or is it going to be something that they can actually print out and hang up in their room or office? And answering these questions will give you a good idea of what kind of dimensions you want to go with. Now, Facebook posts have a certain set of dimensions that you can post to versus a Pinterest post. Pinterest is great for infographics because they allow for these long images, and so you want to find out where you're going to be posting these and what type of format and dimensions to use. Now, another question that you might want to ask is, are they downloading this from your website? If they're getting it off your website and it's a PDF format, you pretty much have free reign to make any dimensions that you want because they can zoom in and out of the PDF and move around and what have you. And then also, are they going to print it out? If they print it out, you're going to want to try to stick within dimensions of a 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper or legal paper or whatever common paper that is used. Now, doing research, I found out that the most common ratios in infographics is a 1:3 or a 1:4 ratio. So that means if I have a 500 pixel width image, it's going to be either 1500 or 2000 pixels long. Now that's a long image, and those are good for infographics because it kind of tells a story. It's a long image or document so that as you read it, you keep following the information down like a good advertisement or a good book. However, for simplicity's sake, we're going to make a little shorter one. We're just going to make our infographic 500 pixels wide by 1000 long. It's still kind of a long format. It's a 1:2 ratio, but it'll just keep it simple for this course. So go ahead and click on the new button and change our pixels 500 to 1000. And as you can see, it's still a nice long document, but it's not as long as 500 to 2000. We'd really have to fill up a lot of information, and we're just trying to show you the basics in this course, not create a full infographic from scratch. So the first thing that we want to do is just kind of set up the document. I like to use grids with this sort of thing because it helps with snapping and making sure that things stay uniform and have good similarity. So let's go ahead and turn on our grid. I'm going to go to View, Show, Grid, and you can use that shortcut key there. And as you can see, this grid looks awful because it's using dimensions that we are not using. I'm just going to zoom in here, go to the top, and then I'm going to go to Edit, Preferences, Guides, Grids, and Slices. And as you can see in the grid section, we have a grid line every 1 inch with 4 subdivisions. Well, let's go ahead and just make the subdivisions 1 so we can see what's going on here. And we have a grid line every 1 inch. Well, that's not going to work for us. First of all, we need to be in pixels since we're working in a digital medium. And 1 grid line every pixel is a little too much. So we have 500 pixels wide, so we need to think about a number that would divide into 500 really good. So we could use 10, and that's still a bit much. 25, that's not too bad. We could use 50. I like 50 because I like these nice big grid marks, and then we could subdivide this. Now I could use 4 subdivisions in this document, but that's 12.5 pixels, which is kind of awkward. Let's go ahead and just make this 5 subdivisions. So what that is saying is the big dark lines is 50 pixels and the small lines is 10 pixels. So we got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. So that's nice and even, easy to snap to, easy to see, and easy to work with. So let's hit OK. And then we might want to use our rulers too, so we can go to View, Show Rulers. If this is showing in inches, just double click on it. Go down to Units, Rulers, and change it from inches to pixels. And then we can see our pixels going across, and this is great. So we have 0 to 500, and then 0 all the way down to 1000. And you can see the rulers moving on the sides and the tops as I move it around. And rulers are just great for aligning things because I can click here and drag and make these little alignment markers and make sure that things are centering. Even if I turn the grid off, I can still see where I've made those adjustments. And to get rid of these, I can just use the move tool, go until you see this icon with the double arrows, and then just slide it back to the ruler and it'll go away. So now we kind of got our document set up and ready to go. Let's begin creating our infographic.